Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Bromero Cards, and I am so excited today because I am part of a video hop for Trinity Stamps. They sent over some of their, a few products of their latest release, and I'm going to show you how to make a card from that. We are going to be making this lovely lady today. It's a mini slimline. I love these things. They're adorable. But anyway, I'll hope you'll sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye! Hi everyone, thank you for being here today. As we're looking at some of the products we're going to be using, I want to let you guys know that Trinity Stamps is having a contest. If you leave a comment on this video, you'll have a chance of winning one of two $25 gift cards. So please make sure you leave a comment below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd change about the card. I'd love to hear people's opinions. And yeah, hopefully you get chosen and you win. So let's go ahead and get started making the card. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and stamp out the unicorn here. We're going to place this piece of paper down on this sticky mat that I have in the MISTI. And I'm still going to put the mat down with the magnets here because it does tend to move inside the MISTI. So I went ahead and placed the magnets down on the mat. And then we are going to use some just black ink here that will not smear when we are doing ink blending, because we're going to be doing ink blending with this little unicorn here. Now that we have that stamped out, we'll go ahead and start using the coordinating stencils that come along with the stamp set. These are super easy to do. I was actually pretty amazed how easy it is to get this colored in. For the body of the unicorn, we are just going to be using some gray ink here. I believe this may be Norwal from Lawn Fawn. And it's just a light gray. We're not going to go too crazy with this because we just want it to show that, you know, that the pony's a little grayish white, or the unicorn. So there we go. See, it's not too dark. It's actually pretty good. And now we're just going to flip that around and we are going to do the tail and the mane of the unicorn here as well. And basically I'm using shaded lilac for the purple area. And I'm just going to take my brush and just go over a few pieces of that in different parts of the stencil because I'm going to do a multi-layered hair situation here. So I'm just taking the shaded lilac and just placing it along different parts of the stencil, and where there will be white showing, I will actually be putting some pink there, and I think it's spun sugar is what I use. Do I put the lid on here? No, I don't. I think it's spun sugar is what I use here. And we're just going to lay that down also and blend that in with the purple and try to get a pretty decent blend here. It's not too hard. Oxides blend pretty well together, so it kind of just happens, which is really nice. Now I'm going to put in the little unicorn corn here thing. Unicorn corn? Is that what you say? Horn? And because the oxide tends to be a little chalky, it made the black outlines chalky on this stamp. So what I'm going to do is just place it back into my MISTI, and we're just going to restamp this over with the black ink because I wanted the black to stand out a little more. And it's pretty easy. You just line up the stamp with what you've already stamped and then place it over. You know, you want to keep a good eye on this because you can mess this up sometimes and make it look like it's a double print. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and cut this out with the coordinating die. You know, we love a coordinating die, makes things so much easier. We're going to place some tape on this and we'll run it through the die cutting machine to get the unicorn cut out. Now that we have the unicorn cut out, we're going to work on the card base here, and I'm going to use these dainty scalloped edges mini slimline here. You guys, I love a mini slimline. It's probably my favorite card size. I don't make them enough, only because I hate measuring out the card bases. But anyway, I decided to do a mini slimline with this because it was just too cute. I'm going to take some random pattern paper that I have in my craft room and go ahead and cut that out with the die cutting machine. And we have that cut out of the die cutting machine. We're going to go ahead and get this glued down to the card base. The card base is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4, I believe. Like I said, I hate measuring them out, so I can never remember what I measured. We're going to use plenty of glue here and go ahead and get this little scalloped beauty down onto the cardstock. The cardstock is Nina Solar White 110 pound. Now that we have the card base complete, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put some foam tape on the back of everything. And we have the foam tape on the back of the unicorn here. Now we are going to go ahead and get the sentiment cut out. This is, I believe it says, "Hey Beautiful." We are going to use some sticky ink here, embossing ink, to go ahead and get that stamped out onto black cardstock. I did use an embossing powder tool to get off all the static from that. And then we're just going to use some white, or actually I'm going to use silver embossing powder on this to give it a little bit of shiny, a little bit of oomph. So we're going to go ahead and get that poured out on there. We will heat emboss it so that it looks all nice and shiny and pretty when it's heat embossed. We will use the coordinating die for the sentiment. You guys, I love a coordinating die for sentiment. It's like the greatest thing ever. Makes your sentiment look so profesh. I can't believe how good it always makes it look. The next thing I did was I grabbed just some foliage dies from my stash here, and I'm just poking out the little pieces from where I had cut out previously so that I can go ahead and get this cut out with some vellum. As you can see on the top of the screen, I did cut this out with some rose gold glitter paper, but it didn't necessarily come out so well, so I decided that I was not going to use it. We are going to take some glue here onto the vellum and just glue this down onto the card base. And I just want to get a general idea of where the unicorn will be on the card, and then I place down the vellum onto the card base. I then go ahead and take all the backing off of the foam tape and place the unicorn onto the card. And we'll also be doing the same thing with the sentiment by adding some foam tape on the back, and then removing the backing and placing that onto the cardstock, or onto the card base, excuse me. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and get that cut out. I'm going to use my tweezers so my big old man hands can put this down. And we pretty much have the completed card. I'm going to put some, I believe these are called Unicorn Tears is the name of the embellishment that I'm using here from Trinity. So I'm glued a couple down those and the card's done. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you head over to Trinity Stamps and check out their latest release. And also leave a comment down below because you can win one of a $25 gift card, one of two. So you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you later and have fun. Bye.